Yo, 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 what's up, Kabir?
Yo, what up, bro?
All right, locked and loaded, man. We back for another episode. Let's go ahead and dive in, man. So the question today is the game softer now than it ever was? What do you think?
I think so for sure. I think so for sure. Why? Because it's too many. It's a lot of flopping,
A lot
right?
of copy.
The game is sped up. A lot of flopping. A lot of soft calls. You can't hand check anybody anymore. You really can't touch anybody. You kind of gotta let people free.
Right. And so let me ask you. With that being said, can you is it fair to compare the players from today and their stats to the players of like yesteryear, 90s, 2000s, and their stats because they had a tougher, you know, road to getting their points, right? For instance, the Jordan rules.
Yeah,
He had to go into the paint and get
yeah,
clobbered, clothesline, beat up and
for
mugged, and he still
for
went and
sure.
scored.
Yeah,
Whereas today, you got cats
yeah,
that are in there. If they get just barely touched, they get a whistle. Or if they don't get a whistle, they're gonna flop to try to
yeah,
get. You know what I mean? So does that does
for
that
sure.
that inflates their stats, right?
Yeah,
So is
yeah,
it fair? Is
right.
it fair to compare the players of the 90s and 2000s to the players of today?
I think it's fair because at the end of the day, no matter what area you're in, the object of the game is put the ball in the basket.
True, but if you have more obstacles to do that, shouldn't you
Okay, hold
shouldn't
on.
it be like some kind of weighted judgment or some kind of like asterisk to the fact that I had to get clobbered to go in there and score, whereas you get a
Yeah,
free to just what I mean. So your efficiency is going to look a lot better because you don't have the
for
same
sure.
ability that I have, right? So then it looks like you're a better player because you don't have to deal with what I had to deal with, but you're not really a better player. You
Right.
just have you have less encumbrance to score. So that's what I'm saying. It's not fair to
Fair.
the players of last, of previous generations to the players of this generation because the way that the game is called is different. You can get away with traveling. You know what I mean? You could take 4 steps.
For
And
sure. The
it,
step back for
like,
sure is a travel, for sure.
that gives you an advantage on the offensive end. So the fact that you're
A
scoring more,
thousand percent.
you know what I mean? That's not really it's a skewed that now because it's easier to score. You can get away
It's
with
when
more.
yeah.
You can only take steps back in the day. You couldn't hand check back in the day. Now you can kind of check a little bit. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it was way
Okay,
easier.
hold on, baby.
Hey, I mean, it's way easier now to score than it was today. So the fact that cats are averaging like 30 points a game now, it's not the same as when Jordan was averaging 32 points a game, 35.
No, it was way harder, way more physical game. Allen
Exactly,
Iverson was if Allen Iverson was scoring 30 back then, all jokes aside, he could easily average 40 easily.
exactly, because he doesn't have to do like and not only
Easy.
no yeah when Iverson was playing, he was playing through all kind of injuries. He wouldn't have had all those injuries because he wouldn't have
Yeah.
been they wouldn't have touched him.
Yeah.
He used to get beat up going to the
Yeah.
hole back in the day. Listen, I'm a baller.
For
When I
sure.
I used to get beat up going to the hole back in
For
the day,
sure.
but I took that as like as war. You know what I mean? Like it's a part of the game. It was nothing,
Yeah.
and we
And
didn't flop.
yeah. No.
We
No
stood our
flopping.
ground.
No. Excuse
And I feel like the game was a lot. It was a better product. It was a better product back then, right? Because
me. For sure.
when I look at sports, right, I'm almost looking at it for basically sports is like it's an evolution of the gladiator, right? Especially in football and stuff
For
like that.
sure.
But when you're looking at a gladiator, you're looking at a warrior. You're looking at somebody that's gonna stand their ground and fight.
Yeah.
You don't want somebody that's gonna
Yeah.
get hit and then fall to the ground and flail and go all over the place. You know what I mean? You're looking for a soldier. So when I look at
A
basketball,
thousand
it's
percent.
like warriors and gladiators, soldiers. So I don't want to see my soldier flopping
100%.
around fish like a fish out of water. You know what I'm talking about?
No. Why would you? For
I
sure.
want I want my player to have heart.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. For sure.
Definitely.
And besides, if you're not pretty much like a superstar, you're not getting calls either. Like calls are pretty much for like the superstars, not even like stars. You got to be like a superstar for the most part. The Kobe Bryants, the Tracy McGrady's, the S was off the OKC, the SGAs, the Jokers. If you're not like a superstar, you're not getting those calls.
Yeah,
Period.
I agree with that too. And not to mention too, like
For
so
sure.
what I think is really ruining the game too, and people don't really talk about is sports gambling and how it's been legalized. And even before sports gambling was legalized, there was major gambling in the sport to begin with, right? Because we know the ref.
Yeah, for sure. Always has.
What was the ref that got caught up?
I can't think of his name, but Alan. They were talking about how they wouldn't even give Allen Iverson certain calls because he
Right,
disrespected the refs. Yeah,
right. Mike, I
facts.
wouldn't give him certain calls. Even Kobe,
Yep.
Kobe even said
Uh-huh.
like once the fourth quarter comes, I'm getting all the calls because
Daddy, I want
you're a superstar. You get
this. I
not only
want
that,
that.
you
I
got gambling.
want how
So
much
I'm pretty sure the
beach?
players know about the gambling epidemic. We know because we got players that are getting indicted for
Daddy,
gambling,
I want the papa. Okay.
right?
Daddy, ma.
Sure, the refs calling games and stuff like that, they're calling it to a certain way to where it makes the game soft. Like you can't even trust the game anymore because
For sure.
you're dealing with gambling, and gambling now is legal, right? So I don't even trust the product anymore.
No, that's why it's called sports entertainment. Right. It's
Entertainment,
not
it's entertainment,
NBA. It's sports entertainment. Right.
right? Isn't it? It's a for is it a for profit or a non-profit, or I think it's a non-profit organization, right?
Don't get
I,
me the
I think
line for
all
that. I don't know for sure.
profit, but either way, even non-profit organizations, they still
I want to pick me up. Okay, hold on, pick you. I do
right.
know that for football, they make so much money that they don't even have to expose or tell how much money the NFL made that year. Like you don't know. Nobody knows how much NFL made that. Like you don't know it.
Well,
Hold on.
that means it's a private organization. You only have to disclose like that if
Oh,
you're a publicly traded organization. But if you're private, you kind of keep certain
yeah, hold on.
facts about your your revenue private.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know if it's a public. I don't think it's publicly traded. I think it's a private. You don't have to.
Wow. They don't have to disclose how much money they made.
No,
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I mean there's a rough estimate. People kind of have a rough idea, but yeah, they don't. If it's a private, they don't have to disclose that.
Will there ever be a black owner? Nope. Because you got to get voted in and you're not getting voted in. Nope. You can be coach for sure.
I'm not gonna say
You could be coach.
I don't see it.
Owner?
I don't, listen, at one time, I'm pretty sure there'll never be a black player in the MLB, right? There'll never be a black player in baseball, but there eventually was. I'm pretty sure they said there'll never be a
Yeah.
black, but we eventually had black coaches. So I will never say never, but I don't see it happening
Never. Okay, that's fair.
in my lifetime. We'll say
Not. I don't see it happening in our lifetime. Get the
my
black mo control. Get the black mo control. You got to get voted in.
right.
You have to get voted in. I think you need the vote of the majority. Right. So those owners contact the other owners and say, hey, what do you guys think? And then that's how you get in or not. You have to be voted in. If you're not, if they don't like you, nope, it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter how much money you got. They don't want yours. They don't need it. That's unbelievable. And then they pay those linebackers barely EFH money and shit, 200,000, 300,000 a year. It's not worth that. Getting on, going through CTE and everything else you can think of. That's not right, man. It's messed up.
Let's mess that.
Yeah, for sure. Just looked at us. Hey, you're a dumb linebacker. Go block something. Here's some money. Go buy some knees.
So have you ever seen
They
him?
don't leave it. Seen what?
Him. With Marlon Wayans?
Nah, I I wanted to see that movie, but I didn't get a chance to see it yet.
Okay. It was a
You
trip.
seen it?
It was cool up until the end. I really didn't like the ending, the way they ended it, but it was like a look into, you know, these superstars have to go through as far as their sacrifice and Illuminati they have to make. It was interesting. It was interesting.
It that movie looked good though. I just didn't get a chance to see it. It looked good though.
Honestly, I think the hype was big, what it actually was. Like I think the movie wasn't as good as it could have been. But I think that about a lot of movies. Like I feel like they hype up a lot of movies that kind of to me as profound as they try to make it seem. Like what's that
Yeah,
what you call that? Where he's a vampire or whatever. Like that movie.
I didn't watch that.
The movie was good, but it wasn't like or like Jordan Peele. It was a good movie, but when people I saw it,
Yeah,
it changed my life. The smoke and opening. I mean, if you're black, you deal with that. What you deal with, you know what I mean? So you
yeah,
already know that.
yeah.
But let's shift gears, folks. Let's get into that YG versus the game versus who. So
There
first,
was big bloods in there for damn sure.
it was none but Swoop in there. But who do you think?
For
Who
sure.
from what you saw, who would you say won the battle? Well, wait,
I
first
think it's
let me ask,
about a tie.
I know you listen to the game a little bit or whatever, but do you listen to YG at all?
Yeah, yeah.
You fucks with
Not
YG?
like that. No,
Okay,
he's okay sometimes.
okay.
He's
So
okay.
who you think won the battle?
That's about a tie.
That's what I was saying. I'll say
I think they got the same amount of hits.
I would say the same. So for me, like, all right, so the game had bigger hits, right? But I think
It's
YG
with
had
Dr. Dre.
more street anthems. You know what I mean? Like he had more street
Yeah,
hits,
yeah,
more
yeah,
so
for sure.
it kind of evened out. And out so last episode we was talking about you was talking about how the game like didn't make any hits on his own. But when I watched the verses, it reminded me he had like two or three songs where it's just him on the hook and everything. So yeah, he's made some charting songs by himself.
Yes, that's fair.
Like I forgot hits the game
Hold on.
had.
Yeah, for sure.
He got hits from
He
like
hasn't been. He's not. His rap career is over.
like 4 albums. He got like at least 3 hits from every album from at least 4 albums. That's about 12.
I can go with that. I'll go with that. But as far as today, right now, no, his rap career is over.
I wouldn't. I don't know.
YG's,
I don't know about over. YG's still making music. He just had
he
an album,
hasn't had a hit.
huh?
I said Game hasn't had a hit since what? My Life.
Maybe not. I don't. I
He
don't know.
made that one. He made that one. He made that one street anthem. I know it was a long time ago, I think, but with Mitchy Slick, My Flag or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, he got a song with Mitchy Slick.
Yeah, shit's knocks. Yeah, for sure.
I never heard it.
It's older too. I can't. It's called My Flag, I think. Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Yeah. 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 I
YG.
think Game's a good street rapper.
YG had more. I realized too. He he had a couple of.
Okay, hold on.
What you say, bro?
But I said rap is pretty much like right now, rap is in Drake's hands. That's who's getting the rap money, Drake. Go pee pee, buddy. That's who's getting the rap money, Drake. He's getting the rap money for damn sure.
Drake.
Game ain't making no. Yeah, Drake. Yeah, he's getting the rap money right now. Outside of him, then maybe Hove for selling. No, he's got the people to pay back. He owes Rock Nation, so let me not say it like that. But he's at least selling out shows. At least he's selling out like in the stadium. Hove is,
Nation. Hove is Rock Nation.
huh?
Hove is Rock
Yeah,
Nation. You know, Rock Nation.
he is. Yeah, but
But
like
what
he partnered up with them.
Drake's last what 4 albums he put out, or the 3 albums he put out, it showed a little chink in his armor. I mean, it still did like decent as far as numbers, but critically
Yeah.
it was kind of panned. So that was a chink in his armor. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
we'll see what his next project does.
Pull your underwears up. Yep. Good job.
I want to see what his next
I
project.
like Drake.
I know
Yeah,
you're
for sure.
a Drake. You know, I understand Drake.
I'm a music fan.
Hey,
Sonically, I don't
I'm
care where it comes from. I don't care
I'm
if
a
he has
music
a
fan, but
ghostwriter.
I feel like I'm a purist. Like I like pure music, and so if I feel like any part of your music is tainted or fake or not original or unauthentic, and I can't really rock with it.
I can go with that. That's fair. But it's called the music business. That's fair. The
That
consumer is never wrong. That's fair.
that is fair.
It's
But
numbers don't lie.
business,
Numbers don't lie. There's strengths in numbers.
no
It's
numbers,
fair.
numbers don't tell the truth though. Just because they don't lie, don't mean that they tell the truth.
I can go with that.
We just we
That's
just
fair.
we just explained how numbers can lie when we were talking about basketball. When we were talking about
Yeah.
how players can have a lot of points now, but it's not the same because they have an easier path. So numbers can't lie.
That's because that's like tampering with like data
So
basically. That's fair.
let's talk about the music industry, right? So a lot of people nowadays have been trying to say either Beyonce or Drake or what's the white girl, Taylor Swift, are on par with Michael Jackson and his numbers, right? Because if you look at the numbers, they're putting up numbers equivalent to Michael Jackson, right? However, if you take a step back and you look at the fact that this world is so much smaller now, right? When Michael Jackson was pulling those numbers, the internet wasn't popping like it is now, right? People didn't have access
Right.
to numbers and and, and access
Right.
to music right away like they do now. They had to go
Right.
out and buy a
Right.
fucking CD or a tape. They had to go out and go to
Right.
your damn. Couldn't do concerts on the internet like they do now, right? So
Right.
the reach is so much larger now, right? Instantly Drake can reach Zimbabwe and the Netherlands and Russia and all that stuff, right? Instantly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas when Michael Jackson dropped, it took time to get to all those places, but he still reached all those places,
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
them.
He's global.
That's what I'm saying. So the fact that he was able to do that at that point, it's what I'm saying. That the numbers aren't the same for what you get now. If you extrapolate what the numbers are now, Michael Jackson will blow these guys out the water, right? It's like inflation.
For sure.
If you extrapolate the numbers for inflation, Michael Jackson blows these niggas out the water.
And they're talking about streams. We all know streams can be farmed, and we all know
That too,
artists are not getting paid
right?
off streams.
Right.
Period.
So that's what I'm saying. Numbers can't lie, especially nowadays.
Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's a big artist. She's getting a lot of like music money. She's a big artist. Her,
She's a
Drake. So
billionaire.
if people have to buy a Drake, Taylor Swift, if people have to go see a Taylor Swift, Drake, Game, or YG, nope, not YG and not Game. If people have to go see
Taylor Swift.
Tiger,
They're going to
Drake,
Drake.
for sure, they're not going to see you, YG. Game. Now, for LA, the Bloods, the gangbangers, that's their target audience. I respect that. Fair enough. That's who they sell their music to. Completely understand that. I respect that. There's a market for it. Got it.
No, I would say like that's
Mhm.
that's their main audience, but I think that especially like the game had a pretty more wider audience, especially because he was coming
I
from.
would say that's their main audience.
No, yeah, I agree, yeah, that's their main audience, yeah, but it's not their only audience.
I would say they're purposely saying, I would say they're purposely saying blood every other word or every other song to target that audience consciously or subconsciously. Right. I get it. Street politicking.
Even so, I still think that especially like the game had a further reach than just Bloods and Pyru niggas, especially
And essays. Okay. Essay too.
Huh?
And essays, Mexicans, essays, vatos, cholos.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah. But I say the main bulk of him and YG's sales and ticket sales and merch sales came from their own community.
I don't think so. Not for the game. Not for the game. Maybe for YG, but not for the game. Like I said, the game had a
I
bigger reach
just,
because he got on with
yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So yeah,
50.
yeah, that made,
You, yeah, for sure. For
yeah,
sure.
had a much bigger reach. Whereas YG, he never he
For
never
sure.
he never charted to as high as the game did. You know what I mean? So yeah, I can see that being true for
No,
YG,
okay.
but that's not true for the game.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. The game also had G Unit exposure too.
Right.
Right. So 50's a genius. So
And he had
he got
exposure. He had Dr.
Buck from the South,
He had Dr. Dre and Aftermath behind him, right?
from the
What
West Coast. Mm-hmm.
never had that. He had DJ Mustard, right?
Yeah.
Mustard ain't Dre. Like as much as I love Mustard, I
No.
dope, but he's not Dre.
Closest thing to Dre is Quick.
As far as ability, yeah, I with that. Yeah.
Sonically, ear, production, mastering, mixing,
I wouldn't
sonically.
even say, I would say DJ Quick is in his own lane.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But I think Dr. Dre is the best, and right after him, it's him and then I think Timberland and then Pharrell. If I had to rank it, Dre first, for sure. You know, I'm gonna give it to Quick. For sure, DJ Quick. For sure.
I'll give it a Quick,
Much respect to Quick.
Dre.
For sure.
I'll give it to Daz before I give it to Dre.
You know what?
People be sleeping on.
Daz made
People don't know how much, especially like in those '90s and stuff like that. Daz was a super producer.
Daz did a lot. Daz did a lot. That
Daz,
nigga made
Daz was really
Tupac made niggas.
Daz was the true sound of Death Row, bro. Keep that a bug. Daz was the true.
He produced like I think over 60% of All Eyes on Me, maybe 70% of All Eyes on Me.
Him and then
And then
and then
had Quick with the mastering.
and then Quick did the other part, yeah. And then Drake took credit for it.
They did not DJ Quick did not get paid off his work. That's not right.
Nah, he didn't.
Daz had to fight and sue to get his money.
He's still fighting for his
And I
money.
think for sure, and I think he walked away with like 25 million. And that's not all of his real money.
And
That's
Snoop
maybe half.
and Snoop,
Maybe.
Snoop ain't trying to pay him.
No, no. Dad said, and I quote, Snoop is not going to separate himself from the money. Whatever the fuck that means.
Why would he?
Okay, I'm thinking home.
Why would
Yeah,
he?
why would he? For sure. Why would he? That's what Dad said. Yeah.
But let's shift gears real quick, bro. I wanna play this audio for you of
Yeah.
the interview Keefe D just did. You know Keefe D turned himself in for the murder of Tupac. He was in for the longest.
Blaming him for the fall guy.
Huh?
He didn't do that shit. He didn't do that shit. He's a fucking illiterate drunk. He didn't do that shit. I don't know
Hey,
why they made him the fall guy.
hey, hold
Bad
on.
for Keefe D. R.I.P. to Keefe.
And then we're gonna get in on it. Hold on. Can you hear that?
Nah, I can't hear it, brother. Okay, baby. Nah, I can't hear anything, brother.
You said you can't hear it?
Nah, I can't hear it, no.
Okay, I can hear it in mine. It's coming through
Okay.
on video, but you can't hear it in your audio. Let me
Yeah.
check out this and see if it comes.
He doesn't even sound convincing when I heard him speak. He just sounds illiterate. He just sounds stupid. He just sounds dumb.
With our 8 News Now investigators that he did not kill Tupac Shakur. His trial, though, is just a week away.
Speaking with our own Vanessa Murphy Davis, blaming the son of former head of security for death row records for the killing in an interview you will only see right here on 8.
If you did not have anything to do with Tupac Shakur's murder, who do you think did?
To me, I think they witnessed Reggie Wright Jr. All he do is lie, is tell stories. He even be on interviews threatening my son, you know what I'm saying? Threatening my family. It's wrong. Even Caden be on them interviews threatening.
In that 400-page motion filed by the DA's office, one of the points that they are trying to make is that a lot of what you have said is true. So you're sort of your own witness, that you said you went to prison for selling drugs, all of these specifics, your role with the Crips. So they're saying you were accurate, so you might be accurate about the murder.
They're lying. This is a bunch of lies.
You know what else kept coming up in the court documents? Biggie's murder, and how at some point you were a suspect.
Yeah, they took my car and did forensics on it. And that car was never shot out of or nothing like that. And it's wrong because I was under the parking garage when that man got killed. When he killed, they came running back in one there and said, they just killed Biggie. And I was under the parking garage. That stuff happened. They just, to me, the police did that stuff.
So you had nothing to do with Biggie's murder?
Nothing to do with nobody's murder.
And then a name that kept coming up, and it has come up, and I think I've asked you about this before, Sean Combs.
Yeah.
Do you think he had anything to do with the murder of Tupac Shakur?
No, ma'am.
What about Biggie's?
I don't think neither one. To me, it's the disgruntled police out there in our area. Reggie Wright, all he did was lie at night. Orlando Anderson took the boy, took his chain. Don't bring your guns. It just, I get a lot of stuff from PIs, private investigators, and all the fingers and evidence point to Reggie Wright.
I just don't think he had anything to do with it for some strange reason. Not him. Fucking illiterate.
All right.
No
So
fucking way.
so you had anything to do with the murder of Tupac?
I don't even think he has anything to do with even passing 10th grade or even 9th grade. Fuck no. I don't think he did that shit. Why? He just sounds dumb. He just sounds like unorganized, unstructured, unruly. No, I don't think him. I think Suge more had something to do with it than him. I think Puff is more organized and has something to do with it than him. Not Keefe D. I think that guy's a stupid fall guy for some strange reason. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm just sorry.
So I agree. I think that he's a fall guy. I think that's cap.
For sure.
We always got to look at all the evidence.
Yeah.
So when you mention like Puffy being smarter and stuff like that, you know that.
Yeah, they have the money. He doesn't have money. He doesn't even have fucking medical insurance, let alone try to kill somebody.
Kabir. So there, it's been said that
What I'm trying to say is he doesn't have the resources. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. I believe Puff maybe
Kabir.
versus him. Yeah.
So it's been said that him and Puffy were in line with each other. It's been said
That's
that
fair with that.
it's been said that Puffy offered him $1 million to kill Tupac and Suge. So all that stuff you're saying, yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, it's hard. That's what I'm saying. There's a connection between them two.
That's fair.
They've met. They met multiple times. Like pretty much, he was on Puffy's. Whenever Puffy and Big would come out to LA, they would be their bodyguard. So they had a connection. So
that's fair. Okay, hold on.
It is possible. Puffy. Matter of fact, Keefe D was on record saying that after Pac got killed, Puffy called Keefe D and asked him, "Was that us?" Because Puffy had already put a hit on Pac and Suge for $1 million.
Hold on.
See what I'm saying? So I mean, it's possible,
I do.
But I agree with you though. I don't think it was Keefe D or Orlando Brown, or is it Orlando Brown?
Yeah,
no, Brown's a crazy. Orlando Anderson.
Do they have connection? I believe they have connection. Sure. Is he tied to Crips in Vegas? Sure. Why not? But him personally, no. I don't think he personally did it. No. So like the doctor, quote unquote, that killed Michael Jackson. Yeah, he's the fall guy. He didn't somebody called him and told him to do that.
So if you don't think that he did it, right, then who do you think did it? Or what was the reason for the murder? Because I mean, as of right now, it's plausible and it makes sense that Pac got into a little scuffle with Orlando Anderson and they shot him for get back, right? That's the
It
narrative.
looks like that for sure. For sure.
I
For sure.
don't totally agree that that's how it all went down, but it's the most plausible explanation for what happened, right? So
It even looks like that.
if that's not what happened, then we got to come up with another reason or another situation that makes sense. So why was Tupac killed and who did it?
I'm not for sure who did it, but I will say that between him and Biggie, just in reporting money and just their masters alone, that's hundreds of millions of dollars. And if they're not alive, who does all that mastering publishing go to? And it's been okay, hold on. And it's been like already like tested and tried that after an artist is dead, their record sales go up.
Okay, okay,
So
I'll
if Tupac was threatened,
for
so if
that.
Tupac was throwing out like one just like leave Death Row and start up Machiavelli Records or Euthanasia Records, I think, right? But I'm gonna go with Machiavelli Records, right? That might have not set well with Suge
So that makes sense to me.
or the powers that be.
If so, what you were saying at first, as far as like artists being able to profit more from their death, right? Or at least labels being able to profit more from the artist's death. That makes
A
sense.
thousand percent.
That makes sense if it's past the artist's prime or something like that, right? Like Biggie and Pac are in
Right.
the prime, so there's no telling how
Right.
much money they could have made from the music that they put out.
Right. Okay, hold on.
That they would just kill them, right? For that reason, right? Now, I've been hearing a lot as far as like, I remember when it first happened, my uncle was locked up saying that as far as like the little word in prison was that Suge had something to do with it, right?
That's fair.
And yeah, I kind of mentioned that at the end, which is that I can see that as a possibility, but it still doesn't make sense that he would be in the car and have whoever shoot at the car that he's in. You know what I mean? At the same time, like that doesn't make sense. Why would he
In
do?
theory, they were supposed to. In theory, they were supposed to be professionals, hitmen. In theory.
In theory, but still,
In
it
theory, yeah.
even like okay, because we're like, I think we blur the line between movies and reality, right? So even if I hired like if say I was Suge Knight, right? See, even if I hired
Right.
professionals to kill Pac, right? Why would I still wouldn't do it while I'm in the car because there's too much possibility that they could still miss. I don't care if they are professional. These are fucking guns
For
and bullets.
sure.
You know what I mean? So I
For
wouldn't
sure.
know in the same vehicle getting shot at to assassinate somebody. You know what I mean? Like there's so many other opportunities I had to get rid of Pac without him being around. So that doesn't like
I mean, from the way that it looked it on the strip, they just rolled up right beside him. Rolled up right beside him and stuck their arm out the window.
yeah, that's what happened because eyewitnesses testified. Yeah, that's what happened. It
And
was
how did they just out of all the Vegas, how did they just roll up and know where they were?
no.
They just rolled up on them.
My question is, so you're talking about the Mike Tyson fight, right? This is
Okay, hold on.
Mike Tyson fight. This is Las Vegas. If you ever been to Vegas, especially doing a like that, it is packed. It is packed in Vegas. You know what I mean? The street everywhere. So how are they able to just get away clean like that?
That too. That's my yeah. Same thing with Big. He was at the BET Awards, I
Right.
think. They
That was
just rolled up on him.
super packed. Yeah. How could anyone come
And
let shots and get away without being seen or caught or anything like?
and they just get away. Meanwhile, me and you can't go steal from Walmart twice in a row. No, you can't. Watch out. No, steal. No, you can't. You can't go steal from Walmart twice in a row without getting caught in the third time. Period. You cannot go to Walmart anywhere in the world, go in there twice, steal, and walk out on the third time. No, you won't. Not on the third time you won't.
You know
First
what?
time you'll get away.
What's strange to me about this whole case with even with Biggie and Pac is all the people around it, right? All the auxiliary characters around it that uh,
So,
passed away as well, right? All the people that were involved or had some kind of connection pretty much ended up getting or passed away as well, right? It's crazy.
from my understanding, didn't one of the outlaws get killed too?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Tupac's cousin, Gaddafi, like 6 months after
because he
Pac,
said he could identify.
and he said, right. That's weird too. That's weird too.
No, stop. Sit down and wait. Sit down. Sit on the blanket and wait. Sit down.
Frank, right? Frank,
Yeah,
the bodyguard, Pac's bodyguard, he died mysteriously.
yeah.
I think they say he supposedly suicide or something like that. But it's like
I didn't know that.
I didn't see anything that pointed to him wanting to commit suicide. His whole mission was finding out.
So,
His whole mission was finding out what really happened to Tupac. So I
and
think
let me guess, Keefe D organized this. No way. No way. This is not Keefe D.
got him, unalive. But
Uh, uh-uh.
like I said, I'm kind of limited, bro. So let's get to this last topic, which is the moon landing. Your thoughts?
That shit was fake.
You think it was fake?
For sure. For sure. That
Uh,
shit was filmed at Universal Studios at best. That's at best. They went one time, never went again. There's things on the moon. That's actually like a base damn near. Not for them, not America, no, but there's stuff up there. It's like obelisks
so
and
basically,
other things up there.
telling me is that you think that what they showed us as far as the moon landing Apollo 11, you feel like that was faked. Feel like they
For
did a,
sure, 1,000%.
do you think they did a secret mission to the moon and then found something that scared them and then never is that what you're saying? Because you said that you think the moon landing was fake, but then you also said that they went one time and then never went back. So how did
I
that work?
don't no, I don't think they ever been at all, to be honest.
So,
I think that was a competition between them and Russia to see who can get there first. I don't think any of the governments today have ever been to the moon. Why? Because how did they get there? How long did it take? And how did you get back?
so
Come
yeah.
on.
So let's start with that. That's always been my thing. As far as like if you look at a rocket launch, right? Like a rocket that goes to the moon. It takes a team of people in a building and a whole fucking setup where the rocket is and you have the whole banister that holds the rocket, and then when it lifts off, there's a whole lot of combustion and a whole lot of energy that is needed to ignite the rocket and get that lifted off to go to space, right?
Right,
So
right,
on
right.
on the other end, how do they erect the facility to get the rocket back, right? What kind of
Where's the power coming from?
what's that?
I said, yeah, where's the power coming from? For sure.
Where's,
Airports are
where's
two-way streets.
the power? Where's the power? Because it takes an extremely large amount of power to lift a rocket ship to send it to space, not even to the moon, just to space, right? So where'd you get the power to send the rocket back, right? If they can explain that to me,
Because if
I'll believe it. But there's so much more.
man, it's for sure. How did you, even if you got there? Okay, fine. How'd you get back?
How'd you get back? Also, too, right? What
Yeah.
killed is I remember hearing a scientist saying that they lost the technology. They no longer have the technology to return to the moon. It's like, what you mean? You lost it? You misplaced it? What you mean you don't have the technology no more to return to the moon? And
Never had it in the first place.
we're supposed to be more advanced now than we were then. So how do we not only not have the knowledge, but we're not smart enough to get it back? Like, that never sat right with me. That makes no sense. So that leads me to believe, like you said, they never had the technology
Doesn't.
in the first place. Also, too,
No.
all all the
That
original
means you have a spaceship.
Apollo 11 missions,
You have a spaceship there. That if you can go to the moon and come back, you have a spaceship,
you have a
basically.
spaceship, right? Basically. But listen, all the original footage, supposed footage from the original Apollo 11 mission, was lost, right? That's what they said at first. First, it was lost. Then they said they were able to recover it, but then it got erased, which is like that makes no sense.
I don't believe
This
any
is
of
one of the biggest things in history. Who the fuck was careless enough to lose the footage or let it get erased? Not only that, how come we never heard about this person? How come they weren't subpoenaed or fucking fired for doing some bonehead shit like this? This is big news. Whoever lost it, it should have been held accountable. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of shit is that? Check this out.
Yeah, for sure.
In 1963, right? Three of the astronauts that was on the Apollo 11, they went to the Netherlands, right, to meet with the prime minister. So the
Right.
liaison that was with them supposedly gave the prime a moon rock. He said it was a moon rock, right? The prime minister of Netherlands
Right.
had it checked out, found out it was just petrified wood. So why are they lying about giving out moon rocks, right?
They never been to the moon. Nice try though.
There's this guy named Gus Grissom, right? He was one of the
Right.
first in NASA history, right? When NASA got this guy Gus Grissom. Now he was a big critic of NASA. He kept saying that in knowledge or the technology
Okay, hold on.
to get to the moon, right? He said that NASA does not have the knowledge or technology to get to the moon. Mysteriously, he was killed in a in like a little expedition he was doing for NASA. It's fire. After being about technology to actually get to the moon, right? I'm just saying there's a lot of evidence that supports there was no moon landing.
Never. How do you get that? Where do you get water from?
Yeah.
You brought it with you. Okay, that's fair. All right. You brought it with you. Dill. All
That,
right. All right.
yeah, that's my main thing. How did you get back? How did you get back?
Brought it
That's
with you.
the question.
You have a base there on the moon that got back. Okay, sure. I believe you. I believe you, Master. Sure. Mm-hmm. Praise the Lord. That's massive, boss. That's mm-hmm.
And that's
Massive.
there's so many other facts that I didn't even present that can say that we never went to the moon. So I really don't believe that we ever went to the moon. If we did, though, hopefully we did.
Mhm.
It'd be an amazing fucking feat if we did, but I don't think we did.
I can't prove it, but there's like a pyramid. There's some pyramids on the moon. There's obelisk. It's almost like a junkyard. It's not much up there. I can't prove that. Obviously, I've never been up there, but if I had to bank on it, yeah, there's pyramids up there.
Do you think there's on every planet,
Yeah, I do.
even
Absolutely.
though the moon's not a planet?
I believe that pyramid building is a intergalactic planetarial culture. It's not just, oh, just on one planet. No, it's on all planets. I believe that. Some kind of anti-gravity. I don't know how to do it, but I believe that, yeah. Because why is the pyramids, you can only see them from space, and why are they in the center of the earth? The Great Pyramids in Giza, in Africa.
But
And why do the pyramids not?
they're
Huh?
all in uninhabitable planets, right? Like some planets that are made of gas, just all water planets.
Yeah, for sure. Why? Yeah.
So 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 then how would there be uh, pyramids on those planets?
I don't know. I just think there is. I don't know for sure. I just believe that the pyramid building is an intergalactic planetarial culture. I believe it's like a culture. Stop. Leave that pyramid. Leave that pyramid alone. And the pyramids in Mexico, and even the pyramids in Africa all point to the same Orion's constellation belt. You can't even carbon date the pyramids.
So what you say,
That's how old they are.
pyramids are like star maps?
That's exactly what they are. Period. You can see them from space. It helps you not get lost. Can I do it? Can I even build a temple?
You don't think they're energy conductors?
They're definitely power plants. For sure, they're energy conducted. For sure, they're on grid lines. 1,000% for sure.
I believe
That's for sure.
I believe Tesla believed that they were energy.
Yeah, and I believe at one time the pyramids were also like a free energy power plant. Like it gave the world power, like internet basically,
Yeah, no,
like Wi-Fi.
that's what Tesla was saying. That's why he built that big fucking conductor that he was trying to give free energy.
Hey, wait, sit down and wait
And he
for
did.
daddy. Thank
I
you.
don't know if you know about the whole Chicago World Fair.
Okay, hold on.
Are you familiar with the
No, I
Chicago?
didn't see that.
So yeah, so basically it's this whole thing about I don't know if you know about Tartaria tartar. Have you heard of tartar?
Tartaria?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically, they were saying from the old
Yeah.
world that these the people that came and took over this country had this Chicago Fair to show off all these old world inventions and structures. They tore them all down
Yeah.
after that. But
Okay, hold on.
Tesla
Yeah.
was hired to run the electricity through all that and stuff. And put up this huge tower that he was trying to put up all over the country for free energy. But he got the idea from
Right.
pyramids.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. There was a time when it was like the Nile, the Sahara, all that was like fertile, like vegetation at one time before a desert.
The Nile, the richest soil is in the Nile. Is right by them.
Yeah, it is.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely believe that.
Those people are called Neolithic Sahara. They have the best land right there by the Nile.
Absolutely.
What do you call it? Neolithic.
And then next, going into the Euphrates and all that.
Yeah. Right. Because if you're next to the water and the sun, what more do you need? Nothing. You're next to warm and water. Pitch a tent and call it a day. That's fair. That's easy. Are you serious? I get why we get the most hate. I get it. I now that I'm older, I completely understand why.
Dude,
It's jealous of our genetics.
it's almost like a sense of pride. I mean, it sucks, but I actually hold it as a sense of pride sometimes. You know what I mean? Like I get it. If
Yeah.
listen, if I wasn't me, I'd hate me too.
Yeah.
If I wasn't me, I'd hate me too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because it's like they don't got the best genetics of the creator we do. And that's what the people hate, right? That we're just more superior in every single aspect. Put sports to the side because that's a given. We're putting that to the side. I'm talking about intellectually. I'm talking about pyramids. I'm talking about temples. I'm talking about mathematics. I'm talking about ingenuity of Black Wall Street,
And on
like
that
modern history.
and on that note, we out the mud. It's locked and loaded. Your boy Devon and Kabir.
This was a good one.
Appreciate y'all tuning in for this episode. As
For
always,
sure.
locked and loaded, and come back for the next episode, man. We'll see you next time. All right,
For
brother.
sure. For sure. All right, brother.